You know how in tech, things change so fast?
Oh, yeah, it's relentless.
Like what's the big thing today is old news tomorrow.
hmm
And it can feel like if you're not careful, procrastination can really hurt you.
It really can.
So that's what we're diving into today, procrastination in tech.
Really important topic, especially in this industry.
Yeah, and if you're in the field or want to be, this is super important
For sure.
because we're going to talk about how dangerous it can be.
Yeah.
And like how it can actually hurt your career.
Yeah, the speed of change is a big part of that.
Right? Like everything's always changing.
Think about it constantly. New programming languages and frameworks,
Yeah,
even whole new technologies just popping up all the time.
it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it's like trying to drink from a fire hose.
So if you're always putting things off, you're not just delaying a task.
Right.
You're like falling behind.
Exactly. And in a race where the finish line keeps moving,
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
it's tough to catch up.
So give me an example of that.
Okay, so say you're a web developer
Okay.
and you need to learn React, but you keep putting it off.
I'll get to it next week, right?
Exactly. And then weeks turn into months, and all of a sudden,
All the jobs need React.
and you're not even considered.
Ouch. So it's not just about finishing a to-do list.
Right.
It's like missing actual opportunities.
Absolutely. It can affect your whole career.
How so?
Well, think about promotions.
Okay.
They usually go to people who are proactive, always learning, staying ahead of the curve.
So if you're the one always catching up,
Yeah.
it's going to affect how people see you.
Exactly how committed you are, your value.
Makes sense.
And honestly, it affects your confidence, too.
Oh, yeah, I can see them.
You start doubting yourself.
Yeah, feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, by all the new stuff you need to learn.
So much to learn.
Leads to stress, anxiety, even burnout.
It's like a vicious cycle.
It is. The more you procrastinate, the more behind you feel, and it's just harder and harder to break free.
So how do we escape that trap?
We need to stop thinking of procrastination as this big, scary monster and start breaking it down.
I like that. So give me some practical tips.
Okay, first, forget trying to do that huge project all at once.
Okay.
Break it down into smaller, more manageable goals.
Okay, so instead of feeling overwhelmed by like learning an entire new language,
Yeah.
focus on one concept a day.
Exactly.
Like that.
Like building a brick wall.
Right. You don't try to lay all the bricks at once.
Got it, one brick at a time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And having a clear why statement is important too.
Right, it really is.
Like, why are you in this field?
Yeah, what are you working towards?
Is it to build new products, solve problems,
To be.
create a better future?
Right, that why becomes your anchor.
Your motivation when you want to give up.
Exactly.
So you're saying, picture yourself achieving those goals.
Yes, visualize the satisfaction.
Oh, that feeling when you reach that next level.
That's what you're aiming for.
Okay, but what about those days when you're just not feeling motivated?
I get it, motivation isn't always there.
How do we push through?
Okay, try this. Visualize the negative consequences of inaction.
Whoa.
What happens if you keep putting things off?
Okay, I'm listening.
Imagine missing that promotion,
Oof. Yeah,
not getting that dream job,
that's tough.
or your skills becoming obsolete.
Yeah, that's a wake-up call.
It is.
Like, look in the mirror and say, this is what could happen
Exactly.
if you don't do anything.
And remember, we're not machines.
True.
We're human.
We have doubts.
Huh?
We have emotions.
So when those negative thoughts come in,
Yeah.
counter them with positive self-talk.
I like that. Instead of saying, I'm so behind,
Right.
say, I'm making progress.
There you go.
I'm learning new things every day.
Those small shifts can make a big difference.
Yeah, for your motivation and staying on track.
And when you hit a milestone,
Yes.
celebrate it.
It's important to acknowledge those wins.
It is big or small.
Give yourself permission to be proud of
Exactly.
all that work you put in.
Reinforces that positive cycle.
You want to keep going.
But sometimes, even with the best intentions, we need a little extra support.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's easy to get sidetracked.
Yeah. Or lose momentum.
So what are some strategies to help with that?
Time blocking is super effective.
Okay.
Dedicate specific blocks of time.
For focused work or learning,
Treat them like important meetings.
that can't be moved.
Exactly.
I've heard of that, but I struggle with it.
It's a common challenge.
Any tips to make it actually work?
Find what works for you.
Okay.
Maybe it's early mornings,
That goes
before
on.
distractions.
Yeah,
Or maybe it's late nights when it's quiet.
I see.
Experiment,
See what helps you focus.
Yeah, get into that flow state.
And once you have that time blocked out,
Mm-hmm.
treat it like sacred space.
Yeah.
Shut down notifications.
Yep.
Close those extra tabs.
Anything that might distract you.
And don't forget to reward yourself.
Right.
It doesn't have to be anything big.
Exactly.
Maybe it's a 15-minute break, listen to music or grab a coffee.
That's a good one.
Make the process enjoyable. Right.
Exactly.
It's not just about grinding through it.
Right.
It's about finding a way to learn and grow that you can sustain.
Yeah, and finally, don't underestimate the power of an accountability partner.
Ooh, tell me about that.
Find someone in the industry,
Okay.
a friend or a mentor.
Yeah.
Someone who can hold you accountable
I like that.
to your goals.
It's like a workout buddy for your career.
Exactly.
You can share your progress,
Yeah.
your challenges,
Celebrate wins together.
and motivate each other to stay on track
Absolutely. That external support system can make a huge difference.
in staying focused and motivated.
It really can.
So we've talked about all the bad things about procrastination and like what we can do to fight it.
Right. Some good strategies.
But let's think about the listener for a second. Why should they even care about all of this?
Because in tech, procrastination is a career killer.
Whoa, strong words.
It's true. This industry is all about innovating and learning and adapting.
Yeah, always got to be learning.
If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind.
Makes sense.
And it's not just about, like, keeping your job.
Right. There's more to it.
It's about reaching your full potential, you know?
Living the dream.
Yeah, realizing your dreams, making a real impact in this field.
Well, we've all heard those stories, right?
Oh, yeah.
People who wish they'd learned something sooner or missed out because they waited too long.
Exactly. We don't want you to be that story.
So what can we do?
How do we go from just knowing about it to actually doing something? It starts with that first step.
Okay.
What's one small thing you can do today?
To get closer to your goals.
Doesn't have to be huge, just a start.
So like, what could that look like?
Maybe it's just spending 15 minutes reading a tutorial.
Okay.
Or finally signing up for that online course you've been thinking about.
Yeah.
Or even just making a list
A list.
of skills you want to learn.
I like that.
It doesn't have to be this monumental thing.
Right. It's just a starting point.
It's about breaking that cycle, you know,
The procrastination cycle.
and starting to build some momentum.
Okay. So to sum it all up, procrastination in tech. It's serious,
It really is.
but it's not impossible to beat
You got that right.
with the right mindset
And strategies,
and some support
you can break free.
and achieve your goals.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing forward.